So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K24 Next Gen. And in today's video, we have the Indiana Pacers. Last season, Indiana won 35 games. They were the 11th seed in the Eastern Conference, so one away from the play-in spot. Indiana has not been a serious contender in quite some time, but honestly, I want to give this franchise some credit. They've made a lot of moves that I really like, and moves that I think have kind of gone under the radar. Really would not surprise me one bit if Indiana was a play-in team this year and potentially even a playoff team this year. I'm pretty high on the Pacers. I think everything they've been doing is moving in the right direction. I love Tyrese Halliburton. I'm really excited about the future of basketball in Indiana, and I hope Pacers fans are as well, man. Obviously, our goal today is to bring this franchise a championship, and we will get into that in just a second. But before we do, of course, if you guys have any other video ideas, make sure to let me know down below in the comment section. We have 6 rebuilds left with 3 East and 3 West. I will read you them off real quick. I did it in yesterday's video. In the East, it's the Sixers, the Wizards, and the Hornets. In the West, it is the Pelicans, the Rockets, and the Spurs. Let me know which one of those teams you want me to do next down below. Other than that, man, that is it. It's a 3-year rebuild here with the Pacers, so obviously our clock is ticking. Let's get into it. I don't suspect we're going to have a flurry of moves before we do kick off year 1, but maybe 1 or small 2 moves, and let's dive into this roster and go over potentially what needs some changes. So starting out at the point guard spot, Tyrese Halliburton, best player on this team, now locked up on a long-term contract. He's 23 years old at that 88 overall. There's almost a 0% chance he goes anywhere. I'm very excited about seeing him in the future because I think he's going to be very special for a long time. TJ McConnell, longtime veteran point guard, 31 years old on a 2-year contract. I'm going to have to make a decision in all likelihood between him and Andrew Nembhard. In real life, I think TJ McConnell is probably going to be the backup point guard. I think it makes more sense to get him more minutes, especially if you're trying to win games. Here in 2K, I might lean Nembhard just because he's, 8 years younger, 1 overall lower. We'll see, though. Nothing's 100%. No, McConnell is on a multi-year deal. Shooting guard spot. Brought in NBA champion Bruce Brown. Now, $22 million definitely looks like a hefty price tag, and it is. That's a ton of AAV for Bruce Brown. Don't get me wrong, Bruce Brown was very crucial to that Nuggets championship run last year. I genuinely believe they do not win a championship without him on their roster. But I think people are really underestimating how this deal is set up. It's technically a 2-year deal. The second year is a player option, and it's $22 million as well. So, I mean, if the Bruce Brown experiment doesn't work out in Indiana, it is what it is. It's 1 year then. It's $22 million. It's obviously a lot of money, and, I mean, I don't know if it's going to work out or not, but I do like bringing in this veteran acquisition, obviously an NBA champion. Benedict Mathurin is here. He's 21, definitely one of the bright spots on this team. I definitely look to get him a lot of minutes today. Ben Shepherd is here. He was the 26th overall pick in this past year's draft out of Belmont. Could be a G League guy for a year. We will see. Buddy Hield is the sneakiest 30 years old I've ever seen in my life. I'm pretty sure he played 4 years in Oklahoma. That's why I think he's a little bit older than some people actually perceive him as, but obviously a tremendous 3-point shooter. We're going to see what ends up happening with him here today. I'm not going to commit to him one way or the other. Aaron Nesmith, Celtics legend, is here. Actually stepped his game up a lot with Indiana. Indiana unlocked a side of him that Boston definitely didn't, so good for you. Good job, Indiana, but solid kind of role player on this team. Newly acquired Obi Toppin was traded over here in the offseason. He's a 78 overall. I mean, the Obi Toppin experiment in New York just really never worked out. Really just never saw the minutes, the playing time. And honestly, I was never exactly blown away by Obi Toppin. So he was the 8th overall pick in 2020. He didn't work out in New York. And I don't know if it'll work out here. He's a good role player at probably the best, I would honestly say at this point in time. Jalen Smith, 23. Jordan Nora is here. Jarris Walker was the 8th overall pick in this past year's draft. I definitely am going to find him minutes. He might be the lowest overall out of all the power forwards. There's an argument I might even start him year 1. I have not decided that yet, but he will definitely be getting minutes. Then the center spot, Miles Turner. Feel like his name's been in trade rumors forever at this point. They've just never moved on, and he's here. He's still a staple of this team. Tremendous defensive big, and he can stretch the floor a little bit. I think he can probably be my center the entire video today. Ian Jackson, and then other Celtics legend here, and Daniel Tice. So obviously, I don't need 3 centers. We'll figure something out. But again, if these guys are on multi-year deals, I'm not as inclined to trade them year 1. That goes for really much everybody. So some of the 1-year deals I might, and we'll see. We definitely have a trade or 2, though. We found our first trade, and it's going to be coming here with the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're sending Jordan Nora and a future 2nd-round pick to Cleveland for a 1st-round pick in 2026, and Sam Merrill. Obviously, with 4 power forwards, they're not all going to be getting minutes. I previously mentioned I definitely want to see playing time for Jarris Walker. Jordan Nora was honestly probably 4th on the depth chart. So he's an expiring contract anyways. Getting a 1st-round pick feels like an absolute home run, and I'm very happy with that first deal. I'm probably going to piss some Pacers fans off doing this, and you have every right to be mad at me, but Jalen Smith is running into the final year of his deal. He has a player option after this year. In all likelihood, was not going to exercise it. and I don't think he was going to play for me. So I'm getting a first-round pick for him. Again, maybe not the best decision in the world, but I'm going to take a future draft pick that is unprotected from Dallas pretty much any day of the week for a guy that wasn't going to play. So it's unfortunate. Again, these aren't moves I would ever expect a team to make in real life or anything like that. This is not a realistic rebuild, but I'm pretty high on Jarvis Walker. I want to get him the most minutes possible. Obi Toppin probably going to be coming off the bench for me, if I'm going to be honest with you. So that's the way it's going to work. Again, I know Obi Toppin is expiring as well, but if I had to pick between Toppin and Smith, I'm probably going to go with Toppin. So just my decision, maybe not the best one, but again, I like Jarvis Walker. I hope you guys can understand where I'm coming from. So in terms of some of the other big men here at the center spot, obviously Miles Turner is going to be our starting center. I'm going to be playing Ian Jackson likely as my backup. This is a team option here on Tice, which means I don't necessarily have to trade him right now. If he was an expiring deal, I'm definitely moving him right now. But I think keeping a guy like Daniel Tice, who money-wise about $9 million, could definitely fill into a pretty important trade this offseason. I think it makes sense. And honestly, I'm going to go that same avenue, same here with TJ McConnell. Again, I'm probably going to play Nemhard, but I think McConnell is just going to chill on the bench. And yeah, I mean, again, I'm not trying to compete for a championship here in year one. I think that's relatively obvious at this point in time. So McConnell, probably a trade piece this offseason for me. And other than that, I don't really see any major trades coming. I'm going to send Ben Shepherd down to the G League, and that's going to be it. We're going to set the rotation. Let's go do that. After a few trades and moving on from a few rotational pieces that were expiring, we have finalized the lineup here for year one. And honestly, I'm pretty excited to see how this team kind of fits together. I am. It's Tyrese Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin in the backcourt. Again, this is not a contending year. We're not going off of best player is starting. I think that's relatively obvious. Maybe there's an argument to have Bruce Brown starting over Ben Mathurin or start him over Buddy Hield. I'm going with the young kid here in Benedict Mathurin. Bruce Brown's going to be very effective for me coming off the bench as a sixth man. Yeah, that's the way it's going to go. Buddy Hield here at the 3, Jarvis Walker at the 4. Funny enough, this does not happen often. The game actually wants him to start as well, which is great because that's what I was hoping. It actually works out very well for. He's playing 31 minutes a night. And then Miles Turner, obviously, here at the center spot. Bruce Brown will be leading the charge off the bench as our sixth man. 22 minutes a night for $22 million. Obi Toppin here following him. Andrew Nemhard, Aaron Nesmith, and Isaiah Jackson. As previously mentioned, guys like TJ McConnell, Daniel Tice, multi-year deals. Probably not going to be here next year, but they're still good guys to have that I think we can trade away and get some value for them in the offseason. So I'm excited. They are a good depth piece, if anything. So I'm excited for year one. I don't think it's going to be great. We do have our first round draft pick and another, pick swap with somebody. Pick swaps confuse the hell out of me in this game anyway. So that's it for now. I'm excited. I'll see you guys at the end of year one here in Indiana. The first year here in Indiana is over. We won 40 games. We were mediocre as hell. And honestly, I pretty much expected that. I was not expecting to be really good or really bad. Dead in the middle. Pretty much fits perfectly. Nikola Jokic, third career MVP, Victor Wembanyama, Chris Paul, Giannis, Paul Reed, Trae Young, and Nick Nurse is your coach of the year. So I do not know what seed we are. That is something we are going to have to check real quick. And we are a 9 seed here in the East, which means we're in the play-in. And we're going to be facing New York in the first round matchup of the play-in tournament. And here's a look at the West if you want to pause. Here is a look at the player stats on the year. Tyrese Halliburton averaged a double-double. Miles Turner was super solid, averaged a double-double as well. Mathurin, Buddy Hield, Bruce Brown, Jarvis Walker. It's not a bad rookie campaign. 10.7 F boards, 2 assists a game, 45% from the field for a bit, I don't know. And then 3-point percentage is not really there. I mean, if you're going to shoot it, I want you to actually be able to hit it. So we'll work on that at some point. Rebounds led by Miles Turner, and assists was Tyrese Halliburton. So let's get into the plan. As I mentioned, we're going to have New York here, and I guess in the first round, winner moves on to take on the loser of the other matchup. And here's a look at New York. I don't know where. Wait, what's different here? Well, oh, yeah, where the hell is Mitchell Robinson? I'm like, something looked weird here. Where's Mitchell Robinson? I don't know. We lost, which means we're not going to be in the playoffs. That's fine. It's fine. We're going to be in the draft lottery, which is kind of exactly what I was hoping for. Maybe we get lucky. You never know. I mean, sometimes things happen. Did I just see the Heat blow a 3-0 lead? I don't know. I might have. Steph Curry is your finals MVP. That's the second of his career. So, player retirements, cool. Staff retirements, cool. Draft lottery, this is very important. We are projected to have 14 right now. Oh my God, New York. We are projected to have number 14 right now. Obviously, we have to get extremely lucky if we want to move up. I doubt we probably will. And we sit right there at number 14. So, obviously, there are some decisions to be made. Do we want to keep number 14? Do we want to trade up? Trade away the pick? Whatever it's going to be. We'll figure it out. In terms of Rick Carlisle, pretty average ratings for offense and defense, around 3 stars, maybe slightly above average. I'll probably give him one more year, and we'll go from there. I don't necessarily think Rick Carlisle is a terrible head coach. I just don't know if he's like one of the better head coaches in basketball. So that's what it's going to be for now and in this game specifically. So let's head up to the draft. We have 14 and 21 in round 1, 17 and 24 in round 2. There's definitely something we can do here with these picks. Let's figure that out. I've decided we're going to trade away our draft picks. There are a couple players I have in mind that I want to trade for. I don't think anybody at number 14, or maybe even a little higher if we moved up, is really going to benefit this team in kind of this span we have throughout this video. So we're getting some future draft assets here from the Milwaukee Bucks. We're going to do the same exact thing with the other 2 draft picks we have this year. And then on top of that, we have some team options on guys we can bring back and then potentially put them into the trade mill. So we're going to work on that. Let's just see what the best offer is here. I mean, anybody want to give me 2 first-round picks? I see a lot of offers for a first and a second, and does not look that way. So let's just go ahead and make the trade here with the Clippers. That's fine by me. So we're not drafting anybody. Let's hit team player options right now. We are going to bring back Bruce Brown and Daniel Tice. Daniel Tice is definitely somebody I will probably be moving right now. Nesmith, I could bring him back. I'm not going to qualify him for $9.72 million. I would not give him that in terms of annual average value. Or average annual value, whatever it is. I'm not going to give him that much money as qualifying. Obi Toppin, I don't know. I'll give it to him. I don't know. All right, so free agency here. Buddy Hield is going to be a free agent for us. He's kind of the one, I guess, glaring hole we now have in the starting 5. In terms of cap space, I mean, we don't really have much money to play with anyways. Not that there was going to really be a major signing in that free agency class anyways. So let's make a trade. We're going to talk to the Memphis Grizzlies and see how willing they would be to potentially move Desmond Bane to Indiana. Obviously, I'd love to have Desmond Bane here. Wouldn't really matter whether he's starting at the 3 or the 2. We can switch around some positions, see what happens with the overalls, but he would be a significant upgrade in this starting 5. So they're not going to take that. I wouldn't expect them to. I would probably be willing to give up my first next year. And I only say that because it's probably, 2 stars right now? It's 2 stars unprotected. And I think we're a playoff team next year, especially with the addition of Desmond Bane. So it's definitely a risk. We're a lottery team this year, but I think it could be worth it. Really? Just straight up not. Fuck you, Matthew Ash. How about if I also traded you Sam Merrill? Nope. All right, I'll probably have to do one more first. I can do it. That's fine by me. They agree to it. All right, welcome to the team, Desmond Bane. In terms of the overalls, he goes up to an 86, and he goes up to an 82. I mean, 6'5", 6'5", 215, 210. It does not fucking matter. I'll just move Bane. All right, let's go ahead and make some other decisions right now. Obviously, we still have some pretty good depth on this team, even though we just traded away some guys. I mean, that was kind of the exact reason I kept a lot of those players heading into this first season. I'm good with Mathurin. I'm good with Bruce Brown. Sam Merrill, I doubt can really get me much. I do want to bring back Buddy Hield to come off the bench behind Bane. I'm probably going to bring back Obi Toppin, and then honestly, I'm good at the center spot. So nothing else really probably too major is going to be coming. Sam Merrill, I'll take a bag of chips. Oh, wow. First round pick. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and get Buddy Hield back. I do not want to let him just go for nothing. He's definitely an important piece to this team. Excited to have him here. And then, honestly, Aaron Nesmith's probably gone now. We just found an upgrade. It makes no sense to bring Aaron Nesmith back. And I will wait on Obi Toppin because I would like to retain Obi Toppin as well. So, Buddy Hield's going to be coming back on a 3-year deal. Let's go find Obi Toppin. And he is... well, he's not here. That's kind of unfortunate. Do I just not have the money for him? I guess that is the case. He's restricted anyways, so I mean it really won't matter. We're gonna match whatever he gets, and if not, I'll accept a qualifying. So I'll see you guys at the start of year 2. I would say that was a pretty successful first off season. I wouldn't say it was a great first regular season, but for an off season, I'm very happy with the moves and obviously the additions we have here. So obviously, Tyrese Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, Desmond Bane, a new addition here at the 3. Jarris Walker remains as our 4. Miles Turner remains as our 5. The bench unit definitely got better. Obviously, Bruce Brown, I said obviously a lot. I'm going to stop with that. Bruce Brown will remain as our 6th man here. Buddy Hield now slides to the bench unit. A little unfortunate. It is what it is. Obi Toppin, we ended up matching a 3-year, $30 million offer sheet he got from the Orlando Magic, and we retained his services. Andrew Nembhard up to a 78 overall, and Isaiah Jackson will back up at Miles Turner. So the bench is actually pretty solid here for a year 2. Starting 5 is pretty decent. I mean, again, there's maybe no superstars here, but I think we have a star in Tyrese Halliburton, potential other star in Desmond Bane, and I like everybody else, so I'm excited. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2 here in Indiana. We wrap up year 2 with 51 wins. Hell of a second season. I'm very excited for the playoffs. Luka Doncic is 0.1 rebounds off of averaging a triple-double. That's so unfortunate. DJ Wagner, Rookie of the Year. Jaden Hardy, 6th man. Evan Mobley's your depoy. Cade Cunningham, Most Improved. John Morant, Clutch Player of the Year. And Eric Spoelstra, Coach. You actually don't see Spo win a lot of Coaches of the Years here. And I think he's the best head coach in basketball, so... Good for him. All right, we're a 3 seed here in the Eastern Conference. We're hoping for a long and prosperous playoff run. Let's take a look at the player stats on the season. It was Desmond Bane, Very, very welcomed addition here. Fit this team well. I mean, again, I didn't necessarily say it, but I think another scoring option was really, really beneficial to this team. So excited to have him here. Halliburton, another double-double. Ben Mathurin, Miles Turner, another double-double. Buddy Hield, Jarris Walker. I mean, 9.5 and 9.5 is fine by me. That's honestly kind of exactly what we need him to do in a lineup like this. So we have the 6th-seeded Orlando Magic here with LeBron James in round 1. All right. And, yeah, I mean, don't really know how you're a 6th seed. You have Franz Wagner as a 6th man, which is just fucking ridiculous. More importantly, I don't know how we're winning, and we just won. All right. Moving on to the Miami Heat here, who have now added James Harden. I guess Damian Lillard didn't work out. They turned their attention to the beard, and they now have him and Tyler Hero in the backcourt. That would be interesting. Jimmy Butler here at the 3, Kyle Anderson. And did you trade Bam Adebayo for James Harden? Pat Riley should be sent to the gulag if he did that right now. Not even kidding. All right, well, let's sim through the second round here, the Eastern Conference playoffs. Maybe it'll work out, though, because they are up 3-0 on us. And, yeah, I mean, we just got bounced in 5. I mean, to be fair, I think they're a better team, but I actually cannot get over the trade of, Bam Adebayo for James Harden. At this point in time, anyways, back in, 2018. Actually, was Bam in the league in 2018? Was he 2019 draft? I'm all over the place. All right, player retirements right now. LeBron James calls it a career. Chris Paul, Al Horford, Rudy Gay, Thad Young. Pretty cool right there. Staff retirements, Hall of Fame inductees, jersey retirements, and draft lottery. I don't think we've traded for any picks, and I know we traded away our first. Not that it was in the lottery anyways, but let's sim through this. Thunder, Rockets, Nets, Spurs, and Thunder. And staff signing time. Now comes the decision, do we feel confident enough in Rick Carlisle? Who are the candidates here? I'm not going to get Stauffer. I got him in yesterday's video. Would I feel better with Jacob Underwood? I think I would. Fuck you, Rick Carlisle. That was maybe mean. But I'm going to go out and, yeah, I'm going to sign Jacob Underwood. Again, I don't know if it's going to work out for me, but I'm excited to get a new face in here. New guy leading the franchise, and it's going to be good for us. I think it will be. Up to the draft, we might have a trade or two. We have number 22 and 26. I don't need these. Thank you very much, Philadelphia. We're not going to draft anybody, likely in today's video, is what it is. All 3 of these guys coming back. Qualifying offers, I'll qualify Isaiah Jackson. And we enter free agency. Miles Turner, free agent. Definitely got to get him back. I'd like to bring back Isaiah Jackson as well. I think there's potentially either a... Oh, shit. Yeah, I cannot just lose Bruce Brown for nothing. That would potentially be catastrophic. It says we have money right now, obviously, because the offers haven't been finalized, but I know we're going to lose it in just a sec. I don't know if the game's going to let me bring him back as well. Yeesh, this is a bit of a risk. Holy shit, it did. Okay, thank God. All right, we're all set right now. I might make 1 or 2 more trades just because I think there's maybe an upgrade at the power forward spot. Not a shot at Jarris Walker. I just honestly think he's still too young on a championship team, so he'll probably remain on the team. I think we're just going to find ourselves an upgrade. We're going to try to add Julius Randle to this team. Again, I don't necessarily love trading away Isaiah Jackson because I think he is a really good depth piece for me, and as funny as it would be to send Obi Toppin back to New York, it's still a big decision because I think Jackson's pretty valuable backing up Miles Turner. But Julius Randle is a clear-cut upgrade here at the starting power forward spot. And honestly, not a shot at Jarris Walker. I want him on the team still. If this was a 5-year rebuild, and obviously that is a full series itself, we'll get to them. Maybe he stays the entire time. But today's video, we need the upgrade. I'd love to add Julius Randle. We still do have a lot of draft picks that honestly we're just probably never going to use today. It's a little unfortunate. It's just kind of the way it goes sometimes. Seriously, can I just please trade for Julius Randle? Please? Really? Come on. Come on. Thank you. All right, welcome to the team, Julius Randle. It's definitely a hefty price to pay, but he's been playing out of his fucking mind, so he's definitely a very welcomed addition. Definitely maybe a small risk to keep Benedict Mathurin because he's only an 83 overall, but honestly, he's been playing well for us. So now we just need to find ourselves a new backup center. And Kevon Looney, welcome to Indiana. Hopefully, maybe. All right, we're all set. I'll see you guys at the start of the 3rd and final season. We're ready to head into our final season here in Indiana. We obviously went ahead and made another major change this offseason, adding Julius Randle to an already really talented team. So, we haven't even made a conference finals yet, and obviously we have championship goals here. I'm a little nervous. Benedict Mathurin's overall is not going up. You don't really see Desmond Bane's overall going up too much. Miles Turner hasn't even moved from an 83 at all. So, I'm stressing a little bit, but everybody's been playing well. So, there's really no other reason to make moves that maybe aren't really necessary. So maybe a slight risk. I'm excited. Tyrese Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, Desmond Bane, Julius Randle, Miles Turner. Bruce Brown going to be my 6th man off the bench. Jarris Walker now slides to the bench. I feel a little bad, but I think it is a smart move for this team. Newly signed Kevon Looney. Buddy Hield's down to a 78. I still think he has value on this team, especially with his shooting come playoff time. And then Andrew Nembhard, again, although I higher overall than Buddy Hield, to be fair, it is only a 2-minute difference, but We don't really need a backup point guard maybe as much as we need a backup small forward. I don't know. I like Buddy Hield shooting. I do. I'll see you guys at the end of the final regular season. Luka goes back-to-back and wins another MVP, but more importantly, we won 64 games here in our final regular season. By far our best record yet, and we are very excited heading into a hopeful long postseason. So, we're feeling good. Cooper Flagg is your Rookie of the Year. Malcolm Brogdon, second career Sixth Man of the Year. Victor Wembanyama is your Depoy. Das Mara, Most Improved. Luka, also Clutch Player of the Year. And newly acquired Jacob Underwood is your Coach of the Year. Very excited that we made that personnel decision for our new head coach. Obviously, let's take a look at the standings. We were the 1 seed here in the East, and it was the best record in all of basketball by 4 games. Here's a look at the numbers on the season. It was Halliburton, Desmond Bane, Julius Randle, Mathurin, Turner, Brown, Walker, Hield, Nembhard, Kevon Looney, 3 points a game. But he's getting those rebounds. I mean, he's our third leading rebounder. Got to give the man credit where it's due. Halliburton, another double-digit assist year. All right, who's it going to be in round 1? The 8-seeded Wizards. Yeah, I mean, thanks. Thanks you for making it quick. Celtics here in round 2, Drew Holiday, Derek White. They have lost Jason Tatum. I would cry myself to sleep every night. But obviously in today's video, it definitely helps us out a little bit. We're up 3-0 right now and make it 3-1. And we are in the Eastern Conference Finals and taking on the 6-seeded Pistons. Young but exciting. Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, great backcourt. Azar Thompson at the 3, Stewart and Wiseman. I don't know. I think this team's definitely beatable. I mean, it may be a little bit of a Cinderella run as a 6th seed, but I think we're just the better team, and yeah, we win in 5. We are moving on to take on now 2-time MVP Luka Doncic in the Dallas Mavericks, who, oh my fucking God. Oh, good, Call of Duty updated. Oh, fucking Christ. All right, I mean, yeah, this is not going to be fun. I mean, to be fair, the rest of their surrounding core is an aging Fred VanVleet, who's probably getting paid too much money, a criminal, something named Donovan Clinkapella, who has been rumored, I feel like, to Dallas forever. And, yeah, I mean, it's just 2 of the best players in the world. So let's see what ends up happening here in the NBA Finals. We are up 2-0 right now. We make it 3-0, and maybe this was a little bit easier than I thought it was going to be. So, I don't know. I'd like to close them out here in Game 4. Have to alleviate a lot of that stress for me, and that's not going to be happening. We're just getting our backs blown out here, so it looks like Luka and Tatum are not done yet. So we head back to Indiana, obviously a great basketball town. And are we just going to go? Thank you. Let's go ahead and close them out here in Game 5. I think that would, okay. Jesus, this is reminiscent of what I remember anyways. What was it, 2021? Was it the 22 playoffs when the Phoenix Suns just kicked the living shit out of the Dallas Mavericks? I feel like that was the year when Luka just went fucking postal. All right, let's go ahead and, no. Dallas kicked Phoenix's ass. I'm got it confused. Let's hop in. I just shut the fuck up. We're about to close out the Dallas Mavericks here in the NBA Finals, win a championship. I'm very happy we were able to get one in today's video. Obviously, there's a little bit of a risk anytime you kind of take this route. I mean, there's maybe not a true superstar on this team. Maybe Tyrese Halliburton's entering, or maybe he's even in those conversations already. But again, no true, like, 95. Like, we don't have a Luka or a Tatum on this team. I think that's kind of what I'm trying to say. Like, there's only so many guys that, you know, in the real world anyways, are number 1 options on championship teams. I mean, you look at the NBA right now, there's, what, 5, 6 that have proved themselves as number 1 on a championship team. So, Tyrese Halliburton's doing that for us today. So, welcome to that conversation, Tyrese. And I'm very excited that we're getting to have it today. So, hopefully we can have, and wow, good shot. I don't think there's going to be any stress here, obviously, so I guess we can shoot the shit about the Pacers in real life this year. I think they're a frisky team. I don't think they're any sort of serious contender, and I think they're way more likely for a play-in spot than an actual playoff spot. I mean, I think they're here's what I will say. I think the Pacers are good, but I think it's more likely, I think they're a play-in team. That's my prediction. But I think it's more likely they miss the playoffs than they make the playoffs. That's just kind of where I'm at with them right now. It's not me saying that they're too young, because they obviously have some experience with guys like Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, TJ McConnell, if you want to throw him in there. But for me, this team just really has to go find its true kind of number 2 star. There's really no true number 2 star right now. Obviously, Tyrese Halliburton's that number 1. It's really going to be, can Benedict Mathurin continue to grow his game? What is Jarris Walker going to give you this year? That's the slowest free throw shot I've ever shot in my life. So really, all those factors for me just make it so I think they're going to be a play-in team. I don't necessarily think they have any sort of, long playoff run, though. So I think they'll likely, if they are in the playoffs, going to end up facing the Celtics or the Bucks in round 1. And in all honesty, probably lose pretty easily. So that's my take on them. But hell of a job throughout this rebuild so far. Obviously, we think back a couple of years, and that Domantas Sabonis for Tyrese Halliburton trade ended up working out pretty well for both sides. And it is relatively rare that you see a trade work out that well for both teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think either team would maybe change their mind on that. And maybe you can say you'd rather have Tyrese Halliburton than Domantas Sabonis right now, but a fit-wise for both these groups, De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Halliburton probably was never going to be a match made in heaven, so I like the route they've gone. I think Tyrese Halliburton's a super fun player to build around, and I'm excited for the future of this team. I really am. Let's end it on a high note. I'll see you guys at the Finals MVP. That is the Year 3 championship in the books in Tyrese Halliburton. 23.5 and 12.5 with 1.5 steals. 41% from beyond the arc in the NBA Finals. You'll love to see it. All right, man. What a fun way to end a really, really fun video. Again, really didn't go out. I mean, we made some major trades, obviously, but really didn't go out and do anything like overly crazy. Like, I've had way crazier videos and traded for, no disrespect, way better players. So I think this team just fit well together, though. I think that's kind of the name of the game, and it's something I've been trying to focus a lot of my rebuilds on. So excited. I hope you guys enjoyed as well. Good depth on this group as well. So very excited. As I mentioned to open this video, there are 6 teams left. Obviously, well, I'm actually recording this Tuesday. You're seeing it Wednesday. So we're now actually under a week away until the NBA season actually kicks off. I had the lofty goal of getting all 30 teams done before that. I don't know if it'll happen. We might have 1 or 2 rebuilds, midweek next week after the NBA season starts, but we're going to try to do our best to get one out every single day. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I know I did. I had a ton of fun with it. And that's it for me. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.